Look, if you're anything like me and you're trying to figure out how to light your videos, you've probably watched a lot of other people talking about the same subject, and maybe you've kind of fallen short, because I know that I have. So anyways, this is how I light my videos. It's super simple. If you couldn't tell, I really have 3 lights, but I have 4 elements to do it. And so the 4th is kind of a bonus reason, but here's kind of my setup, at least as of right now. So look, the biggest thing is when you're getting started, you don't have a lot of money to spend on YouTube videos, and neither do I. So I've probably bought some of the cheapest stuff that I could, and I'm just making do with it because that's how we all get started. We have to start somewhere. Not all of us are Peter McKinnon, and we don't have stupid money that we can go and spend on lights right now because there's not a whole lot of traction. But without further ado, the first light, and this is my favorite light by far, at least as of yet, is my cheap Mount Dog softbox. And I say that like it's a question because I don't love it. It's not my favorite light by any means, but it is at the same time because it's what I have. So I bought this light on Amazon. It's 50 bucks. They sell them in a 2-pack sometimes for like 75 or $80. But I only needed one, and I only really wanted one because that's what it does. It is my main focal key light. It lights my face. It sits right here. Quite frankly, it's kind of bright, especially when you're staring right at it. It comes with this cool remote. Obviously, you know, you can change the brightness. I can change the color. It's bicolor. It's not RGB, nor do I really want it to be. It's kind of annoying to set it up. Every time you turn it off, if you use this little button that's on the light itself, then you have to redo your settings every time, whereas if you use the remote, it goes back to whatever your previous setting was. Same thing if you unplug it, you have to start over again. So I found out the hard way after I filmed 1 or 2 videos. I'm like, why is my lighting so inconsistent? And it's because it doesn't save any of that. It's not smart enough to, and nor should it be. It's only $50. I mean, right now, I wanna say there's like a $5 off coupon on Amazon. I think that's what I bought mine with. It's a really good deal. It is a great starter light, and it definitely gets the job done. I also use this kind of like light bouncer, and so that sits right here. It just bounces light from the key light to the bouncer. It kind of cleans up this side of my face. I have it set up. I know in an optimal world, it should be 45 degrees, so like right here. I kind of have it more like, I don't know, what would that be, 60, 70 degrees? It's kind of upright, so it's right about here. It's not the most ideal, but I'm using a desk. Eventually, I would like to get something that's bigger, maybe get like a parabolic softbox and a cob light, and have it set up, you know, right here, kind of off screen, but more focused on the front of my face, and then eliminate this bouncer once and for all. The bouncer is great because if you can't see right now, I'm kind of messing with it. I mean, you can change how much light is actually hitting my face. So I can go, you know, from a little bit of light to more light to way too much light to not any light. I mean, it works. Let me put this back up real quick. All right, there we go. It's not perfect. You do have to set it up just about every time because if you're like me, you probably have stuff on your desk that you're wanting to use because look, we don't all have dedicated studios for this, or maybe some of us do. I kind of do. We'll get into that in another video. This isn't a studio tour, but that's the diffuser. It does the job, fairly self-explanatory. I want to say I paid like maybe 20 bucks on Amazon for it, and that'll also be in the description, so check that out. My absolute favorite light is this one. I love it. It is the Govee floor lamp. It's the first version. I know there's a second version out, but this one's really cheap. I bought it because it's cheap. I wanna say, and actually I do know this, it's $100 brand new for the version 1. This is the RGB IC. It's not crazy bright. This is the full brightness. I leave it on blue because that's kind of my theme. It's my color. My wall behind me is blue. I like the color blue. I have a lot of blue stuff, even though I try not to wear blue in my videos because I don't want too much blue. Besides the point, this is my light. It's color changing. You can control it all from your phone, which is awesome. But you can get it for even cheaper. I think I paid $80 for this because half the time on Amazon, there's coupons. You just click those, $20 off. The other thing, and I'm not condoning this because I don't know how to feel about it, but there's TikTok Shop. I've bought one item off there and it turned out to be decent. It was my camera cage from the last video, which I'll link above if you haven't seen that. That was a good purchase, but it took like 2 weeks to show up. So I wanna say that they're shipping stuff directly from the distribution center or wherever they have it at, but you can buy it from there. You can get it as cheap as like $30. I see the ads all the time. I didn't trust them up until now, and I still don't trust them. But you can get it for a lot cheaper, but that's that light. It changes colors. Like, let's check this out. So as I'm sitting here and I'm scrolling through the app, you can set it to orange, you can set it to red, you can set it to yellow. I mean, the colors aren't the most accurate, but they're pretty close. That's how that light works. Some people call it an accent light. I call it a practical light. I'm sure that's kind of borderline because really, it's not a practical light. I don't know anyone that's using that light in their living room. And if you are, I'd love to know how you're using it because my wife would probably kill me. But that is kind of my practical accent, throw it in the background, people look at it, it makes the videos a little bit more contrasty, which leads me to the last light, and it's also really good, but at the same time, I want more. So this is Ulanzi light, and I'm just gonna make life better. I'm gonna bring it to you guys so you don't have to like try to look back there. Ooh, so yeah, this is my, should probably turn it off real quick. This is my Ulanzi light. These things are $35. They're on sale all the time. Ulanzi is doing a sale right now. By the time that I'm posting this video, it's probably almost up. I think it ends this week. This is it's like a fill light really. I mean, it's color changing, it's RGB. It's got a bunch of modes on the back of it. What more could you really ask for? It's got a 1/4 mount on the bottom. So if you want to put this on a tripod, you could. I have a tripod right here for the GoPro, which I'm not using in this video just yet, which shows you the timeline of where we're at with things. This light is great. You can change the colors. It's super bright. Unfortunately, like, here we go. Yeah, so that's just the light. If I were to have this off to the side of my face, obviously it does the job. I have it set to orange. I would change the colors to show you guys, but let's be honest, you get the idea. The colors are really good. It is a bicolor RGB light, so technically this is more of one of the warm shades, but it's orange. We're gonna call it what it is. This is like an orange yellow color. It's really bright, so I'm gonna turn it back off. That is an accent light that I just have sitting on my shelves back here, so that kind of gives it a little bit more depth. It changes up the atmosphere. It doesn't make it feel so boring like it is now. The one caveat with that light though, and it's something that other people on YouTube haven't mentioned about this style of light, and I'm gonna mention it, is the battery life sucks. I am lucky if I get maybe half an hour to 45 minutes out of this thing. It really depends on how bright you need it, but this seems to die all the time. And I am not the most professional by any means. Obviously, I'm working my way through it. We're getting there, but I do multiple takes sometimes. And if I am taking multiple takes on end, this light will not make it through the end of it. So by the time that I'm done filming the video, this light's probably dead. I can't tell you how many times I've realized it in editing that the light died, and I've had to go back, refilm a clip with the light recharged and back on because I don't want it to look inconsistent. So that is a con, but these things are cheap. If you were to buy like 10 of them, maybe not 10, because that's $350. And this video is about cheap lighting. But if you bought like 2 or 3, you could just swap them out. I do want to get a few more of these and put them on the other shelves. That way it just kind of breaks up the room a little bit. But so yeah, that's all my lighting. It's not too crazy, at least not yet. I do want to invest in more lights down the road. I would love to get some cob lights, maybe some tube lights. I want to get something that's more practical for the rear. You know, for this side, it's great. For this side, I feel like we have some room that we could fill up. So I want to make this feel warmer. I want to eventually get, you know, more glow behind me. I would love to have a hair light, something that separates me from the background a little bit more, but I don't know what I want just yet. So if you guys have recommendations, let me know in the comments below, because I'm always looking to improve, and I think you guys will do the best job of that because you guys are kind of watching the same videos that I'm watching. I just happen to also be making videos of what I'm watching because I think I can make videos. But that's besides the point. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw today, like the video. If you want to stay up to date with what I'm doing, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out. This chair creaks so much.